Now, we had some Tegla Kafo organization in this country. Now, what is the Tegla Kafo? Moi is yefi hamga isuzu ay jenda njay presenters lolou ta am nañ ko fi ñi nga xamantene ñoom they are just some sort of a cookie and basic condiment traders in Brikama market. Why they have their momentary Facebook platform. Now they have no ethics in media presentation. They have no knowledge in mass communication. They only wait for what problems to occur, and they invite people to come on Facebook to insult you. Right? Or DJs. Right. This is what they do. Right. Yeah. So they are the Njendanjai, Binta Mane traders in Brikama market. You did not have the job. You did not have whatever better condition at home, right? Oh. What would you do? At some point, I was selling cannabis, right? But that's how it is. You were doing this because you want to put on nice clothes, though.
Yes.
Right? In 2007, when a guy broke the CD of ST into pieces, right, at a session, and he was like, look, stop wasting your time. This is garbage. This guy cannot grow. What you are doing, I mean, is garbage. You cannot have any level in this country. Another challenge, because I was a profane massa ambila, right? Selling female stuffs.
Wow.
Yeah, putting them in my bags, underwear, shoes, cosmetics, wow. Right? Going around and about Brika. Based on claim reality, people that have been so much observant and bigger fans of DJs gave me even the baddest manager title and the boat. And then, I don't think anybody will dispute the fact that this guy sitting here is the biggest artist manager and music business consultant in this country. Nobody would dispute that. CEO, have you seen anybody that wants good? Nobody. Right? There is a particular disease, right, or virus in our sector, right, that is incurable. That is the myopia virus or disease. Now, you will have some good number of individuals.
If you were to be seated in a room with them, what would you be? What would you advise them?
Uche
and Jizzle.
Yeah, I would advise them to reminisce. You know, they have nice times. I would advise them to reminisce all the studio times that they had together. I'll advise them to reminisce those days when people don't know the potential of Uche as in the
Assalamu alaikum Gambia, this is your girl Fancy welcoming you on another edition of the Dialogue Talk Show. You know how we do it, we're always doing it big and better, and this is the ultimate platform giving you guys the best wherever, whenever, however. And today I have with me, like he called himself, the baddest manager in the whole of Gambia. So Namako Baimun will introduce Bopam.
That's right.
Like they say, always from the horse's mouth.
That's right.
DJs.
All right. Thank you very much, darling. I am glad to be here. First, your able CEO. You know, I call him the indomitable and the incomparable CEO because of his creative nature.
Word.
To be honest, he's been doing great.
Word.
Ultimate media. I mean, your images, right? The ethics in this organization. I'm glad to be here. And to all those that are watching right now, is DJs the baddest manager, the boat. You know, baddest of all time.
Word.
And I'm glad to be here.
Word.
And to all the fans of Gambian artists and Gambian music,
Word.
right? I am glad. This is DJs, originally from Brikama, born in Fuladu Boraba, but then brought up in Brikama. That is where I had my first level education, kindergarten nursery school at Kabafita Primary School, Kinderdorf Bottrop Junior Secondary School, Nusrat High School, and then, you know, to my tertiary level, the Gambia College and University. Basically, I read management, economics, public admin, and business administration.
Wow.
Music business consultant, artist manager who have been in the Gambia's art sector for 19 good years. I started this thing with ST from 2004 to 2017, after which I joined the Jollof Arts Record label from 2017 to 2019. I also served as the Secretary General of the Gambia Association of Music Promoters and Producers, GAMP, for 3 years, from 2016 to 2018. Now, after Jollof Arts Entertainment contract, I signed up a personal contract with NYANCHO in 2020, and then I became his manager. We worked for 2 years, took a break for 2 years, and we are back to work again, right? Yes, still to spew. Among those that I've worked with outside the country was the late Sean Seka when we were working on his Sedao album under the auspices of the Jollof Arts Entertainment when I was the operations manager. So we were in Senegal to work on that project. Of course, the likes of Bouba Ndour, Ibrahim Ndour, the likes of Sidiki Jobate, all these are bigger names that we've worked with in the industry. We've also worked with the state at some point, the BYND caravan, when President Barrow just came in, under the auspices of the President Barrow Youth for National Development, to bring together artists to express and also expose the agenda of the government. So that and so many other things that we've done. Probably we would not, run you through the little history that may consume time, but in brevity, this is what DJobs is all about.
This is what you is all about.
Yes.
I guess, guys,
right.
you hear it. He has been there for so long in the Gambian music industry. So our first question would be, when did you decide to join the industry, the Gambian music industry?
That's right. Immediately, I graduated from NUSAT, a member of Lenahan Society at the time. And then Lenahan Society used to have some prominent activities, right? One of which was the mimic, miming activity of members in Lenahan Society. So I was assistant regional coordinator, me, somebody who nurtured me. I became the bold speaker that I am today, thanks to SMCC. So it was through Lenahan Society. 1 year after I graduated from NUSAT, I graduated in 2003. In 2004, I was an active member of Lenahan Society. So I met up with ST, like I said, young people at the time, who were miming songs of 50 Cent and other artists. He was grade 8 at the time. So Lenahan, because of the activities and everything, made me love music and music business. But again, I am from the griot caste group. I am Jobate, right? The DJobs is Dembo Jobate. So basically it's instilled in my blood. So I love everything that is entertainment. So when I found ST, Force Go, and then it was sort of a freestyle that he was doing. He was singing the songs of 50 Cent, and I was there watching him do that. I realized that the guy is potential. And then, that's how everything started. I decided to be a promoter at the time, and also, be an artist manager, right?
Okay. So that was the thing that drifted you.
Yeah, exactly. The Lenahan activities definitely drew me into the DJobs that I am today, so to speak.
Okay, so you were a promoter at the time.
Yes.
Okay, then you decided to be a manager.
That's right.
Who was the first artist you managed?
ST. Okay,
and what was the reason?
The reason was based on the fact that ST is super talented. Now, at the time, I have seen all aspects of today in him some 20 years ago, right? All aspects of who he is today. I've seen that long time ago. And I feel there was higher need for me to promote and empower him. Now, at the time when the inhabitants of Brikama don't believe in the likes of ST, because this was a time when most Gambians thought artistry was an avenue for failures, so to speak. So Gambian artists had limited support because this was after the second phase of things. That is the time of rebellion, the Ricola, the fugitives, the born Africans. The thing died down. Now bringing up ST and others wasn't easy because the environment wasn't friendly for us to groom them. But then the talent that I saw in him at the time is the talent that I believe in at the time. And I remember very well the day he came to say, this that I'm doing, my mom said I should leave it because it was all about rapping along, right? Strutting along, miming along. So basically, people did not take it as a serious business at the time. And then he was like, bro, I feel I should quit this. And I'm like, yo, you definitely should do this. This is what you are meant to do. Because people did not, at the time, they were not accommodating hip-hop artists. ST was doing strictly hip-hop. And it was a group called Street Soldiers at the time. So because the inhabitants of Brikama and, its satellite villages, even some parts of downtown were not supporting rappers, it was difficult for rappers to continue, on their journey to be the great rappers that they want to be. Right? Because he emerged when we had the Murder Squad. Right, in Brikama. We had the Elko Basement. We had so many other rappers, but they couldn't go. But because we believe in ST, we stood by him to empower him to become what we definitely wanted him to become. We had to stay there to tell him, look, this is what he would do. Right? I believe someday or somehow your entire family will come to depend on you. This was on 2008 that I told the dude. So from that particular year down to where he is today, we've ever believed him. And I had taken management as a career thanks to him because I know the talent that he have. So coupled with my education, like I stated, the reason why I had to stay firm to understand management, to study management and understand business administration and public admin was because I definitely want to give Gambians the best. Exactly. So the Brikama ideology came. That is what I call in management Vigo dynamics. To represent where you come from, to believe in what you come from, to urge them or encourage them to follow you in what you believe in.
Okay.
Right. So that's how it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So D-Jobs, I would love to dive in the ST part.
Yeah.
But for now, you are where you are today, and Domi Adamu Buneka, before you get to where you are, you face some challenges. Some people might want to put you down, look down on you. So I want you to take us on a scoop drive on that journey.
That's right.
That before you get to where you is, the things that you face.
True.
Yeah. But we will come to the SC.
Great question anyway. Great question, darling. I think for the fact that a lot of people also would want to see you down for no reason.
Yes.
It's important that you ask this question. But then I've been that person that have ever believed in seeing my challenges as my opportunities.
Right.
So I capitalize on them.
Right.
I humble the cause, right, of any tension, right, from any enemy who poise or plan to take me down. Right. And I was telling a guy that for you to deal with the punches, right, from the enemy land, you need to be that Argentino's capacity. You need to be that individual, right, that believe in yourself, develop a thicker skin to deal with it. Because they will always come.
Yes.
Now, in multiple cases, right, groups, organizations, people try to take me down. Right? Because the industry also comes along with that.
Yes.
Now, but you need to believe in your philosophy.
Right.
Now, what is the D-Jobs philosophy? The D-Jobs philosophy is, I'm not worried about what people think about me. I'm not worried about all the fights, right?
Yeah.
That they have for me, all the plots. Yeah, I will stand firm to be the D-Jobs that I want to be. Now, I know very well, for you to get to the level that I am today, you must have gone through a lot.
Yes.
Right? And I will tell you this. I was sitting at that telecenter in Brikama in 2007 when a guy broke the CD of ST into pieces, right, at a session. And he was like, look, stop wasting your time. This is garbage. This guy cannot grow. What you are doing, is garbage. You cannot have any level in this country.
And you were sitting right there?
Yeah, I was sitting right there. Some of these things, because we have so many stories to share, right? Some of the interviews you wouldn't be able to share because of the time frame. But I like this question. And I'm like, what are you stating? But I never discourage. Now, in 2013, when we released the debut album of ST, this guy called me from China. And he said he listened to the album and then heard a song, Musukoyo Sasaboro. And then he vibed with that. Right? He had to call somebody in Brikama to say, boy, I have seen D-Jobs and ST in another level. The album that they released, the stints on D-Jobs come on, no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is the guy that broke the CD,
Yeah, the guy that broke the CD to say, boy, this is garbage, don't disturb us. Wow. He had to call me from China to say, bro, that we've seen the level that you are today. Now, that's how it is. I've seen that.
Wow.
Now, I grew up in a condition where it was harder for one to survive, right? My dad and my mom are both late, right? They died at a young age. Now, under the custodian of whatever, stepmoms, aunties, right? It wasn't something easy. And, you graduated, you are going to college and everything, you definitely just struggle to survive. And then there comes another challenge because I was a profane masa ambila, right? Selling female stuffs.
Wow.
Yeah, putting them in my bags, underwear, shoes, cosmetics,
wow.
right? Going around and about Brikama.
Wow.
Now, South to MC Sane, who was my my sole supplier at the time, he was giving me stuff. He's also one of our promoters anyway from Brikama. He was giving me stuff for me to sell.
Wow.
Now, thanks to Demba Jammeh, I was going to Castle, Brikama, Castle to Siru to take his taxi and then ride around. Now, I was doing all these things because I wanted also to accumulate money to be able to record, right? Or to pay fare to come from Brikama to downtown here. Yeah, for ST to record. Now, I had to leave Brikama earlier. I will tell you this, honestly. You did not have the job. You did not have whatever better condition at home, right?
Wow.
What would you do? At some point, I was selling cannabis, right? But that's how it is. You were doing this because you want to put on nice clothes, though.
Yes.
Right? So the swagger reality, even at that time, was you as the DJs that you want to be, trying to buy stuffs because you want to look good. Right, so you will do all those things to get money to buy good, nice perfumes, good clothes. Mm-hmm. Now, I was telling a guy, I remember when P Squire, was coming down here in 2009. I had to sell my 2 shoes and some of my clothes to get money to pay to get into the Independence Stadium.
Wow,
so
that has been such a
so
ride.
we used to work. Because the thing is, now somebody wants to be DJ's the baddest manager overnight. Somebody is so obsessed about immediate success and wants to be ST overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be possible.
No.
Somebody wants to be NYANCHO Apatake, the great dancer, overnight. What are you telling me? The dude used to walk from Bakau to Bijino, right? DJs used to walk from Tabokoto to Bundung together with ST. From Bundung to Cardiff in Negrofield Records. I am telling you, darling, we did not have a bicycle. We had no money, right? To in fact bought the commercial vehicle. We did all these things together.
To get to where you are today.
Get to where we are today. Yeah. Now, we had all punches, darling, all punches from all aspects, right? Be it physical or spiritual. It was hard. DJs come on in no long. I was telling somebody, yes, ST had to say that because at the time, the only thing that we can provide to get dinner is mono in no. Right? From one far to Sane's site, we go buy mono. You put nono there, the soba, in Tabokoto, right? Go to Tabokoto, buy, you have your tapalapa. From a particular oven in bakery in Tabokoto. You go to the Afra seller to say, okay, you cannot even get miserable pieces of meat, but you can get the subuji. Right? Tapalapa fere subuji ke moleja. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
Right? So we passed through all that.
A lot.
We passed through all that. But that's how it is. Right? And then all these things, Tafa Juara will tell you that despite the hurdles, right? Despite the hardship, despite all challenges, all knocks, they just believe in books. Now, I used to sit down with my dudes, not only over the attire tumblers, but then over what? Robinson Crusoe, Antilles of the Savannah, right? Things fall apart, Echebe. So all these novels,
yeah.
Your literature, the leverages, because I was like that, the leverages, the passion for English. Now we'll be at dungeons. I had nothing. It will take me 1 month to get $5 in my pocket at the time. But then I had books, I had wisdom to share with dudes, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah.
Along the line, the music business, that look, this industry, we will change it. We don't want Alium Binde to be coming here to be a dominion. We don't want Walisek to be coming here to be a dominion. This has to end. So I believe that ST will change the narrative.
Yes.
So you see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Now today, ST has changed the narrative. We've had days, times, moments in this country where people are like, oh, okay, man, Gambian music, no,
and it's still Gambians really, when it comes to before and now,
yeah,
our music, people vibe to it in any country, and that is like, it has to be hard work that does that.
True.
Do you understand? It has to be hard work.
Yeah.
And people like you are the reason why we are where we are today.
Thank you so much,
Do you
darling.
understand?
Thank you,
And
darling.
the other question I have for you is, you were saying, you were telling us about ST and everything that you have been through with the guy, with Sana.
True.
So I want you, I want you to take your time. Tell us everything that we need to know that happened now. Because for me, I think if you guys were locked in like that, like that, you struggled, you've been through a lot together. I think it's you guys isn't like, it's necessary for you guys to be there today. So if you guys have to fall out, it has to be something really huge. That's the reason why it's not working again. I'm not managing him, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. And it's all love though. But I want you to tell us the reason why that happened.
Well, you know, I always state this, right? I remember the first person that asked me, my younger brother, you know, VM, right? And I said, ST is a good brother and he will forever be my brother, right? And this is one thing that people have to understand. Now, there's what we call job relationship and that's what we call personal relationship. So the relationship is, he's my younger brother, his family. Now, we came at a time when our philosophies differ, right? Opinions and views, right, became divergent, right? I don't know whether you are getting the point.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we got to a level where my opinion, my vision, and his vision conflicted.
Wow.
Something that I understood very well, right? Now, this is what I want us to do, right? For us to move this glass from here to there, right? And this is what I want us to do. Now that he said no, I feel we can still move it from here. We can still move it from here to here by taking
the shortcut. Right, the shortcut.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is what happened. Now I respect his opinion, right?
Yeah.
Now, I am a businessman. Now, my task as an artist manager is to manage you by virtue of the books that I have read. Now, this is not braggadocio. I mean, because so often they say, hey, mom, I'm going to do just mom. But the fact of the matter is, right, I am not trying to spew tantrums on any manager or promoter. Now, but as far as I am concerned, I have not been managing any artist in this country by virtue of family relationship, by virtue of a Teklakafo philosophy, by virtue of, you know, Kyle Nyudaje at Alasana Jete's side for us to talk about local vibes. I have not been managing any artists on those realities. I've been managing all these artists by virtue of what? Management principles and practices. Now, management principles, Henry Fayol was the one that gave us the 14 principles of what? Efficient management. Now, part of the 14 principles, there are two key indicators. One, the innovation. Two, the esprit de corps. Now, be innovative as a manager, handle the business properly, be a manager with foresight, be able to forecast what the future holds for you. Right? Now, esprit de corps, be your brother's keeper. The artist that you are managing, keep his or her back. Guide him or her. Right? Let him or her believe in the principle that you are applying. Now, if I have this innovative reality or ideology, right, to create businesses, make you grow, the investments, right? Let's invest into studio, right? Let's invest into, clothing business, right? Fashion wear and all these things. Now, if you don't believe in it, I will still respect your opinion. But then I am not that manager that will, have a vision or persuade you to have a vision that is based on fantasy, treasures and diamonds, right? Tentative reality. I will tell you something that is potential. So that's what I'm talking about, darling. Now, the management principles and practices. Now, innovation, let's have the foresight. Let's talk about investment. Let's talk about the legislative reality of music business. Now, there is no star that can be in his or her prime for eternity.
No.
Trust it.
No.
If retirement didn't find you there,
Something
may
else
God
will
forbid,
find you.
death will find you there.
Yes.
Now, in the event you get to your octogenarian, like in the 70s, in the 80s, where you are powerless, how are you going to survive? Right? You are not being paid for your creativity. This is a country where royalties are not being paid. Now, what do we need to do in making sure that if you reach certain ages, your retirement age, just like how the civil servants have their pension scheme at Social Security, what are you telling me?
Yes.
Today, if you hit your 60, you still have somewhere to rely on.
And the funny thing is, I'm not quoting Dogomala.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, with the generation nowadays, music and the way people are growing into
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
you have artists coming like every day. And you being there, you cannot be there forever.
That's what I'm saying.
Someone is coming.
Yeah.
Maybe kokunono sah mola gena like yo yako jitu fofu no but
Yeah.
koku mola upa talent.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Understand? Like they hale bujudu tesa,
Yeah.
but am talent. Turabe will be like, what?
That's
you
right.
know?
That's
so
right.
you cannot be there forever.
Exactly.
You know? So
Yeah.
I think having a plan B as
Yeah.
an artist, I think it's very important.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
So this is what D just put across. Now, but then the Gambian dream is what? Fantasized vision. Because float it, strut it, let's do whatever. That's the Gambian dream. Now, you know, a visionary manager like D Jobs is telling you, look, let's invest.
Yeah.
Right? Because it cannot be gate takings forever. Today you are filling the Q cities and the stadiums. Tomorrow you might not be able to fill them because you will not be in your peak capacity to be able to be filling these venues. Where is Akon today? Where is 50 Cent today? Right? They are no more in their prime or relevance.
No.
So this is how it is. So, like I said, views, right, will differ. So you would reach to a certain point where it would have to be a bye-bye. But peaceful bye-bye, I want to emphasize that the peaceful bye-bye is whatever SC gets today, like it belongs to me, right? Now, we were hooking up some 2 weeks ago at the village, and he was the one that offered me, he handled all my bills, though.
Nice.
Yeah, we chill together. I mean, yeah, trust it. And look, let me tell you this, darling. Now, as this win, his level today, boy, it should be a level for all of us. I mean, pride of the Gambia, something that I cannot be squashed off from. You cannot talk about the guy's success without mentioning me.
Yeah,
even if I have not been his manager, but a brother.
Yeah, and that just
Right.
alone is a success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That alone is
So we were together. I mean, we were having a nice time, and then he handled the bill. It wasn't the first time he did that, though. Right? So he's a good brother, and I'm so much proud of him. And I will never feel hesitant, right? Anytime he needs my expertise, I'm a private music business consultant, an artist manager for NYANCHO, aka Pachaki. But my consultancy service, right, is to every Gambian. Anybody that feels you want to work with D-Jobs in your project, right? I will be there for you. That has nothing to do with my capacity as NYANCHO's manager. So I have ST as my good brother. I mean, you know, we did a lot together, right, as brothers. And I feel today, yeah, we are all success stories, though. You know, we thank God, right? And then, right, even you know, if I, right, for example, if I had gone broke, right, obviously ST would not want to see me suffer.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
You know, I can call him to say, look, bro, this is what I want, and then he will do.
Okay.
So that's how it is. So the cordial vibe between us is the most important.
Yes.
Me today, I was telling a guy, I said, look, I am the baddest manager for all Gambian artists. Right? Right? For all thespians, even those that are doing comedy and drama. Everybody needs D-Jobs expertise. And even if they don't need it, I will be involved in your thing because you are not a Senegalese. You are not a Nigerian.
You're a Gambian.
You are a Gambian. ST, NYANCHO, Jizzle, Attack, who sent that? Right.
So, D-Jobs, when was the, you know, like you can say something happened and then I decided not to work with him again.
Yeah.
Not to work with ST again. What was that thing that made you say, I'm like, nah, it's done? You know?
Yeah.
We're going to go our separate ways, but we can still vibe like brothers.
Yeah.
You know, what was the incident that happened that made you change your mind to be his manager? Or you guys part ways?
Yeah, maybe you overheard me. I said that was when we had divergent views.
Okay,
right?
but do you want to tell us what was that?
Yeah, basically, you know, we have what we call ethos, pathos, and locus in efficient communication. So these are also principles of effective communication. probably the locos and pathos wouldn't warrant me to delve into, you know, some of these things that you want me to spew, right? But then the matter is, when we reach a level where philosophies became conflicting realities, I don't know whether you are.
Yes, sure.
Is that what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, philosophies became what? Conflicting realities.
Yes.
You believe in side A, you know, like I had taken you through minor, you know, observation, whatever, you know, test right here. That's exactly what happened.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, yo, it's not a problem. Billahi, God knows, right? And then he said, oh, I want to relieve the management. I said, no, so be it. It's never going to be a negative vibe, darling. Right? Mm-hmm. This is my profession. Is what I do.
Word.
Right?
Word.
And then today, why do you think it is said boat and goat? Now he was like, D-Jobs, boat, of course, baddest of all time. You've never faded. You've been here for 19 years. Okay. Next year will be 20. Of course, all due respect to ST, the goat. Mm-hmm. Now he was like, every goat maker is called boat. It was the one that said it. And then he had to give me this name. So it was not based on claim reality. People that have been so much observant and bigger fans of D-Jobs gave me even the baddest manager title and the boat. And then, yeah, I don't think anybody will dispute the fact that this guy sitting here is the biggest artist manager and music business consultant in this country. Mm. Nobody would dispute that. CEO, have you seen anybody that wants it? Good, nobody. Right? So for the fact that we are all working in this sector, right? Is good. I will tell you this, right? This is just by the way. Now, in 2017, Akon, right, of all people, Akon from America came here in this country.
Yeah.
Right? And then, you know, it was a business reality. And he wanted to talk to some prominent figures in the country. Figures like who? Music business consultants who have knowledge of the business and artist managers. Now, I was at school when somebody said, hello, D-Jobs, Akon wants to meet you. Yeah. And I remember, you know, at school when I called ST, he was at home to say, boy, Akon wants to meet me. We are going together. He was like, yeah, boy, D-Jobs, Ifana, Kuma Babla. And I'm saying, but that happened. Now, why do you think somebody called me to go with my artist? Why not probably other managers? I'm not saying this to de facto, right? Or to stoop. Right, I am stating this to at least qualify what I have stated, mm-hmm. like my capacity as D-Jobs, the baddest manager. Yeah. So that's how it is.
Okay.
Right, no ill hearts for anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us that what you're trying to explain is the reason why you start working with Sana SD is because you guys got to a point that you didn't have the same agenda.
That's right.
So you guys differ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So you guys heard it from here. Yeah. The reason why he started working with him, it's not because of any big thing. It's just that they don't have the same agenda. So just decided.
No. We are still working. In fact, it depends on the frame.
The management part.
Yeah. That's what
him being his manager.
Yeah.
So after SD, did you manage any other artists? Because you managed it, Miss Jovis. You was her manager.
Yeah, that was at the latter part. You said after SD, right?
Yeah.
I had, by aid of records, right? I always have this, in kept. My new PA that I just brought in was going through, the bulky documents that I've assigned her, to go through, and then she has seen that I had. It was indicated somewhere that I had 7 approaches in 2017. After parting ways with ST, right? Mm-hmm. I had 7 approaches, and then she was going through the approaches. I'm not going to mention names anyway. And then so a prominent artist list name, right, on the list of artists that have approached me, and then she was like, "What are you telling me? Okay, devoid of those artists that I once had you mentioned in one of your interviews. So this artist also was one of them that approached you." I said, yes, 7 of them in 2017. Now, in 2018, Jollof Arts Entertainment, shout to my former boss also, called to say he wants me to come. But then that request was fortified with my postgraduate level in public admin, which was a prerequisite to my master's degree program in public admin. And at some point, I did not want to get into anything that will preoccupy that program. And when he called me, like, oh, CEO, thank you very much. You have high regards for me, but I am, in my postgraduate program. But then still, I couldn't escape from him. I mean, he's somebody that I have so much love for, and I love the industry. So I'm like, no problem. So I got in there 2018 and found NYANCHO seating. And my soul was like, okay, NYANCHO is also part of those artists that are, newly signed in the record label. Like, wow, I like this guy, So that made me eager to append my signature on that document. So we signed 2 years contract.
Okay.
Now, that was the contract that took me to John Seca script. And we spent a meaningful time there. I mentioned that.
Yeah.
The people that I've worked with and met. Yeah, so I worked there for 2 years. The contract ended. Even though somebody said, oh, it was the same money issue that made him, got out of there. So I had to bring all these evidences when I was having that interview with Umar Wali. So I'm like, Saul, the contract ended. I want to go and work as a private artist manager. Thank you so much. Yeah. My finger salute. And then I left. NYANCHO was like, hello, bro. My contract also ended. I feel still we can work as private individuals. So we established that contract in 2020, 20th of August, me and NYANCHO. So a lot of things happen, except if you were not following. I meant to understand you are from Bakau, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things happen. NYANCHO is super talented.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and then when I came, what I have done, everybody saw, right? With humility and respect, everybody saw what I did. Somebody that I love so much, that is why even after the break, we still had to come together because, I love NYANCHO so much. He also loves me, to be honest. And then that's how it is, because if you are into any work setup or organization, conflict is inevitable.
Yeah.
But then resolution is the deal. How do we resolve conflict and problems? Unfortunately, Gambians are so much interested in what? Dissolution.
Yeah.
Not resolution. That's what we believe in. Anyway, but we are right here, right? We have never retired, and then we will be here, inshallah, Rabbi, for, several years to come.
You said something that you were working with NYANCHO,
right,
and you start working with him and go back together with him.
Yeah.
And then we heard, there was a rumor going around a lot. Like you said, I live in Bakau, so I hear it's like me and them, we are not really far away from each other.
True.
And I know his brothers and God,
True.
So they said you guys went to an extent that you had a police case about some money that you were extorting from him.
True.
So you want to elaborate on that?
That's right. A good vibe. Let bygones be bygones, right? That's what I told VM when he came to the album declaration conference, at KMC. And I said, it was just some profound misunderstanding, but then there was nothing like somebody extorting, monies from somebody.
But that's what people say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So the reason why I always tell people to give their opinions, it's to make it clear to the world that this is what happened.
Let me tell you something, darling. You see, people's podium, right, and reality podium are two different things.
Right.
Now, at the podium of the people, there comes the rumors.
Right.
There comes toxic allegations.
Right.
There comes misinformation. There comes defamation.
Right.
Now, in order for us to deal with this, there is higher need for clarity. Very nice. But then there is a particular disease, right, or virus in our sector, right, that is incurable. That is the myopia virus or disease. Now, you will have some good number of individuals, right, that will judge you on the basis of nothing but myopia, right? We don't want to listen to whatever he is saying, right? What we feel is the reality is the reality. Now, he has extorted this, he has done this and that, that's it. You will never change their ideology.
Exactly.
Because for them, right, you, the jobs, your potential reality is a threat aspect, right? Your knowledge, right,
is a threat.
Is a discomfort. Whatever is in best known to them. Look, I will not discredit CEO, right? Because he has a potential. Why would I compete with you in gathering graphics, production and everything. That is your domain.
Yes.
I should beautify it.
Yeah.
Now, but somebody is in secret competition with D-Jobs. Somebody is a secret hater somewhere just because D-Jobs is a guru in management. Now, you don't want to see that. Now, whenever we have these issues, this whatever discrepancies, minor misunderstandings, somebody will take a bigger platform, right? Be on there and invite everybody to come and discredit that bigger personality. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Now, when that problem, like I told VM, when that problem happened, now we had some Tegla Kafo organization in this country. Now, what is the Tegla Kafo? Mois yefi xam nga Isuzu ay njënda njaay presenters loolu tam am nañ ko fii ñi nga xamante ne ñoom they are just some sort of a cookie and basic condiment traders in Brikama market. Why they have their momentary Facebook platform. Now they have no ethics in media presentation. They have no knowledge in mass communication. They only wait for what problems to occur and they invite people to come on Facebook to insult you. Right? Or DJs.
Right.
This is what they do.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So they are the Njendanjai Binta Mane traders in Brikama market.
Excuse.
Yeah.
Information.
I met up with Angelina Okori in 2016. Yeah, in Kenya. Bro, she couldn't believe it that I came from the Gambia. We got down there in Kenya and then our flight got cancelled. We went to Meridian Hotel. So at night, Mom, she was sitting around the pool area. So I'm like, told my guys, look, I have to take my shower, go to the pool area, get my Peli Bay wine. So I got in there, ordered the wine, facing this way. And she was like, hello, how are you there? I said, fine. So we get to talk. I said, where do you come from? I'm from Gambia. She said, I came to the Gambia first in 2002. What are you? Are you a business guru? I thought you are one of us. But we started discussion, right? Yeah, on music business and creative sector. She was like, no, it's impossible that you are not a billionaire. Bro. Yeah, anyway, nowadays, right? Njendanjai, cookie, basic condiment presenters, right? And also the Faraba Kunducators. Now, these are people that have a problem with your success, right? And they have a problem with your verbal vertigo. They even have a problem with your qualification. Now, they just didn't tell anybody not to go to NUSAT or to get whatever degrees from the university.
Right.
So you have a problem with me regarding my oratory skill. I never knew. So it was when this problem occurred that I know, on the whole, there were a lot of people who had a problem with D just because he got NYANCHO arrays of fleets. The NYANCHO 1, NYANCHO 2, NYANCHO 3. Somebody said, I have set the guy for a failure because I bought vehicles that are all 6-cylinder vehicles. Luxurious cars. Can you imagine? And I was so overconfident, I had to take him to the stadium when his level is not yet there for him to go to the stadium. Somebody said that. So you see what God does? Now, God had to do that, right? So that I and NYANCHO can be able to spot out our secret competitors and enemies in this country. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm like, nice. And then somebody welcomed people on her basic Tanje fish market platform and then said, no wonder he lives in Bijilo Tranquil, an expensive flat. So he was trotting all the monies of Apachaki. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, because this rumor went it went along.
Good. And then Taf Juara and Pa Asan came and then they debunked because those people know that D-Jobs, the person to look good, boy, it's been since day one when he had nothing, right? And I was telling a guy when my mom used to call me Natubabu, I was in my earlier teens because I don't want anybody to use my scrub that I use, right?
Yeah.
I don't see my toothbrush with anybody. Now I will go with whatever, wiper when I'm moving. 1-2 steps, nabango fit and sing over. That's what I'm saying. So, the good looks is not today. Taff will tell you that, and all my earlier teen contemporaries, that this guy has ever been like this. To put on the designers? No, man. I don't need anybody's money to do that. Yeah? So this is how it is. These are things that we need to address, right? You know, I have seen when you had asked other people what would they like to change in this industry. Maybe we'll reach to that point.
No, we will get to.
I would like to change gimmickry.
Yes, we'll get to that point. We'll get to that point.
No problem.
Yes, Mom, if I come to answer question, we will get to that point definitely, inshallah.
Anyway,
you understand? So, yes, you were saying the reason why you went NYANCHO, because you guys called it off and then you came back again. Yeah. So it was not the money issue. That was the reason why you guys fall out.
No,
it was not the money issue.
No.
Okay, so Gambians, you hear what he is saying, because man, I've been hearing this rumor like for a while.
Don't worry, darling.
And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie with you.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to your case, it's always that D Jobs is working with artists. Jill Hallis and Law. Man, Lola Didega most of the time because man, I have spent so much time in industry.
Yeah.
But Lola Didega all the time. So when Ra told me you were having D Jobs today, I was like, I need to ask this guy some questions.
So that's how it is.
Yes. Honestly.
Minor misunderstanding, right? And then, like I said, let's bygone be bygones. We resolve it and we are back together. That should also send a teaching point.
Yeah.
Great lesson.
Yes.
Right? We are back together.
Yeah.
Great lesson.
Yeah.
Right? But I will not delve properly into that.
Yeah.
Now, coming to the remuneration, your reward, your payment for what you do.
Yeah.
Now, who is D Jobs? I mean, the country's greatest artist manager and music business consultant. The star maker, the groomer. Now, what are you telling me? So you want the star maker not to get anything, right? From his label? I am coming.
Right.
Now, the philosophy has to change, right? The Gambian philosophy has to change. And I think promoters, artists, and investors have a role to play.
Right.
Now, you are the manager that is administering the business for so many monies to come.
Right.
Now, you're the one that is administering the business.
Right.
They don't want you to survive. Now, they want you to survive on the basis of patents, pennies, nothing absolutely.
Right.
Now, I will be the one to do all the works, administer, brand you, walk around you, promote you, sell you. I mean,
they don't expect you to look good, because if you look good, they're going to think you are eating from the artist's money. Yeah, point.
Well, you should be paid, darling.
Yes.
Now, I am taking out, I was telling somebody, you know, I mean, this is just by the way, right? I mean, somebody called to say, hello, D Jobs, I am from China.
Yeah.
This was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And I am in the country, I would like to meet you. Somebody gave me your number. I'm like, oh, nice. I want us to talk, because, you know, you are a groomer. I mean, anybody that you know, touch, it becomes a blossom. You know what I'm saying? So that is the polymatic reality. Right? Lumla rekteki. Right? Goat meat. So he was like, boy, I saw what you did there. Boy, you just mantamit them about bugateki. I wanted to management. Like, I want to meet. I said, no problems. This is my PA's number. Call my PA, and then she will schedule a meeting, right? For you and me. And then he called my PA. My PA said, okay, for consultation fee, 30 minutes is 1,000. 1 hour is 2,000. And I said, okay, I'll call you back. And then he called again to say, Kebama, but then, you know, I called your PA, but I think I'm for Fajatawala. The guy doesn't know what it takes to be a music businessman. Now, that consultation, you want to grow in your business. Now, whatever that I'm telling you, going to give you, right, spew to you for you to grow, bro, it's a content.
Right.
It's knowledge.
Right.
Right? And then somebody requested for a management module, and he's in Guinea-Bissau. And I'm like, yo, my module is 5,000. Right? 5,000, how many? I'm like, this is 20-page module. My module. Right? For artist managers to take and read. Because you need to know the business.
Right.
Now, somebody saying that's expensive. Look, it will not displace me. I will still sit at where I have been sitting, or where I am sitting. Because I believe that the business should be a potential business for all of us, right? It should be a major income generation, right? Or generating for all of us.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, it should be a blossom reality for not only a group of individuals, but everybody.
Yeah.
Now today, right? If we say, hey, Gambian music is growing for who? Some set of individuals. Because of what? Gate takings.
Yeah.
Group of artists. Now, how about the legislative reality of music business? I was telling you, CEO, where royalties would have also made DJs to be a billionaire.
A billionaire, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So today, bro, it's about the passion. Whatever DJs gets is from private sources. There are businesses, in fact, that I cannot disclose here, but these are the businesses that gave me the money that I have. That's what I'm saying. So, but the person keeps us there because we want the industry to grow. But don't expect that management with the knowledge and everything shouldn't get anything. No. We cannot subscribe on the channels of single head, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
1%'s interest. It cannot happen with all due respect, though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I think it's only fair for you to say I'm gonna manage a particular artist and then you get paid, because it's like
true.
I'm not doing my job for you for free.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like the artist just has to come and perform, but it's the manager that does all the work.
That's how
so I'm
is.
not sure if Gambians know that.
No, like I said, myopia is a toxic or an incurable virus or disease that I stated here.
And I think Gambians are really going through that.
Yeah. No, but they would know. Darling, let me tell you something. My philosophy in this business will never change. You know why?
No.
Because it's not a fantasized philosophy. Because it's not Satu Sane's Nyambo and Nyebe table philosophy. It's a philosophy that I believe in. I don't know whether you understand the point.
Right.
Now, my philosophy of the business is I should benefit as the administrator or the business executive.
Exactly.
Now, CEO Ra should benefit as the CEO of Ultimate Media and all of you. Whatever or whoever's event that you cover, you should get something for that. Now, it's our responsibility as music business consultants to over-inform the public, to enlighten them, for them to know. It's our duty to tell them to know the business. Look, let me tell you something. Before my interview with VM in 2021, promoters were taking up contracts from artists on what? Gratis, mere verbatim, talks. Do this for me after the event, I will coupon you with something. No contracts, no document. But that interview served as an eye-opener to so many people. Few honest people that call me to say, "Boy, bro, kebama, no ite fangoila nyie mol nyali elendile." That's the fact.
Yeah.
I said, now you are promoting a particular event for a particular artist, an event that is going to amass a lot of individuals, right? 20,000, 25,000 people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that artist would have 7 million from that event. What are you having as a promoter?
No, most of the time they just give you 10 or 9,000.
Yeah,
mostly it's not even there.
Yeah.
Because I've met so many promoters that complain that they
True.
don't have enough of
Right.
the
Yeah.
effort they give. They don't have the enough
Exactly.
money. And it's like a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's like
Boy,
a lot of them.
in the event, right? I empower you, promote your event to get 3 million. Boy, no matter how little, I am supposed to get 400 or 500,000 from that as a major promoter.
Yeah.
That took up a load heavier than you,
to promote
right?
the show.
To promote the show. But all these things should be administered. Now, how do we administer it? We administer it by consulting or hiring who? A music business consultant who knows contract management issues, right? Because as consultants and managers, it's very obvious that you cannot have any, further education in management without doing what? Contract management and contract law.
Yes.
I did A-level law. I read contract law.
Yeah.
So in administering that document, you need experts, consultants like these just to aid you, so that whoever you are taking a promotion contract from will be based on reality.
Yeah.
To say, look, bro, what is the expected revenue to be generated, for example, from QCity? Now, what is the power force of that artist? All these things you gauge, right? And this is why we have what we call premium or value preposition in music business. Now, the value preposition will help you to know the different gauges, right? The expected revenue, what we call the power-related force or the influential reality of the artist, right? The Vigo dynamics that I mentioned here.
Yeah.
What is the tendency of Brikama coming to QCity to feel of QCity for ST? Higher tendency. So you look into all these things. And then a consultant like DJs would be able to tell you, the promoter, to say, at the end of this show, this particular artist will be able to generate 5.5 million.
Yeah.
Now, because you are taking a promotion contract, right?
Yep.
Now, and then you have spelled out all your responsibilities, right, in the contract. This is supposed to be your pay. Now, probably the artist or his manager would be like, why do you think this should be and the promoters pay. Now you'll be able to articulate on behalf of the promoter to say,
Yeah.
now these are the number of broadcasts that the promoter will be doing on WhatsApp. And then the tendency of 2,000, 3,000 people seeing each broadcast on WhatsApp is very high. Now, why do I say that? Because according to the latest WHO UNESCO research, right, on efficient communication in sub-Saharan Africa, the report is telling inhabitants that WhatsApp is the most powerful medium of communication in Senegambia.
Right now.
Which most people wouldn't know. Now, these are things that you will put to the artist. Now, because the promoter is using his or her potential to promote your event, right?
Yeah.
And the different dynamics of promotion. Probably the promoter also may be applying what I apply in artist management, the different approaches, the gorilla, the condo, the octopus,
Yeah.
right? The dominion. So all these approaches, look, are expensive approaches, right?
Yeah.
So all these things should be discussed, and then they should be highlighted on the contract, darling. But then for them to be highlighted, you need a professional artist manager and music business consultant like these just to administer it for you, so that tomorrow, when that artist would probably feel hesitant to pay you, DJs can also bring in a lawyer that will stand by you and for you in making sure that you are paid.
You're paid.
But then it must all be professionally legislated or administered. This is the point. So the inhabitants in the sector or the players in the sector needs to be schooled about the business to be able to understand the business. Now, the gimmicks that we have in the business also are the ones making it so critical because they come with their briefcase analysis. Right? One boot theory.
Yeah.
One paper ideology. This is what I want to create. This is how it is. Now an artist will come and give you 3,000 for you to do a job worth $500,000 because you are in for what? The hype, not the height.
Yes, just walking with I'm walking with this particular art.
Yeah, just for them to say, okay, Princess, Queen is the one here. That's it.
Yeah.
The hype.
That's it.
And not the height. Now, DJs is in for the height. What hype will I look into or look for in this industry? That is a hype that I would have been looking for in 2004. Or today, I mean, the level that we are here in this industry, darling, we don't need to overstate our capacity to anybody.
No.
Right? So what hype will I be looking for? I'm looking for the height. I'm looking for more pays, right? I'm looking for more monies to come from the side of my artist for me to get paid. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you guys heard it from here first. So D-Jobs, the other question, how many female artists have you worked with in Gambia?
Well, I have worked with 2 female artists. Right?
Names.
Privately, Diha, Miss Sobis. Diha on a discretive reality. Because what we have we have components in contracts. There are components that are discretion clauses, right? There are relationships that are tentative, right? They are not meant to be publicized. So it so happened I worked with Diha for 3 months, on the basis of that reality to say, okay, this is what I want to get from somewhere, and this is what you will get if I get it from somewhere.
And that was like the contract stayed at 3 months.
3 months, yeah, yeah. So we have short-term and long-term, contracts. So this was supposed to be, I also call them missionary contracts because you want to get something from somewhere, and this is the work that we should do ahead of that particular destination where you want to get something. So we established that, and then we work for 3 months, and then that's how it is. Now, not most people knew about that. I think it was the last controversy that I had that brought in that issue. DJ Countryman asked me, and I gave him the right answers. Now I think after Diha's time was in fact when I was in Jalafa. So it was after Diha that I established contact with NYANCHO. Then Miss Zobis came after NYANCHO when we had that little feud, and then during the break I had her also. So I put it to her plain that the contract cannot be more than 1 year, right? Because I started my master's degree program at Subdico, and then I had decided at the time, before Mario Carter brought her to me, that I am not going to fortify that particular program with anything. But Mario came and they said, bro, you have to do this, and then Miss is my first cousin's daughter.
Like, Miss Jobis is your first? Okay.
Yes, she's my niece.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, no problem. I will do this, but it will be 1 year. So we established the 1 year. And then it ended. I did not extend it. And then I gave her, it ended in October 2023. So I gave her a grace period of 3 months up to 4 because she was about to launch her album in February. So the grace period was given for gratis, for free. And then we all worked towards that. And then the album, fine, they held it properly. And then after that, I'm like, it's done, because there are other people waiting, right? Mm-hmm. Look, if I show you my waiting list right now, to be honest, a lot of other artists within the Gambia and outside, who approached me. I'm like, okay, let me just take up this other request. Mm-hmm. Tap, 3 months, and I let it go. Mm-hmm. So that was the time I also got this content placement deal from Mikimba, because they've seen the Baddest Domain event at Amharic. So, we had that deal. Yeah. So, after that, I had to reconsider, my reconciliation with NYANCHO and his management issue. Yeah. But then this is how it is, Miss Dobis and
so those are the only 2 females that you work with in the Gambian music industry.
Yeah. Other approaches came from other female artists, but I did not take it.
Okay, so that's the question. Yeah. Why is it that basically it's not like you're not into working with Gambian artists, females? Or
no, it's not. I'm not into it. I am so much into working with female artists. In fact, when I boldly took up Miss Jovi's issue, right? I made several pronouncements that our industry should be a female-dominant industry, right? Because for far too long, it has been a male-dominant industry. I said that. And then I have created Flora of Women, a sub-project to over-empower Miss Jobis, because I feel as men, we cannot do away, right? Right? We cannot do anything without them. Yeah. And then I remember I was telling a guy to say, Eve was made from the side of Adam. Yeah. So basically, I want female artists also to, have certain stardom in the industry. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean I don't want to work with them. Even in the soonest future, I want to work
with a female artist.
Yeah. To be honest, I love female artists of the Gambia.
Okay. So you being a promoter in the Gambian music industry for so long, we know that we don't have too many female artists in the Gambia. Sure. They come there making waves, like people can listen to them. So basically, the family Gambian, we were more focused on the male artists than the female. So you being a promoter, a manager for so long in the Gambian music scene, what can you say is the reason why, or what can you say to the female artists that they're not doing, that if they did, it's going to be different for them?
Well, I think one reason is societal frown. Right? Now, the societal frown is women should not be seen in certain avenues, right? Please bear with me. That is the societal frown. Okay. Now, the society frowns at women, thespians, right? Female artists, actresses, right? Because, muso long imanyana nyinkela, right? Okay. So, how our society perceive women, right, is number one determinant of their minion capacity, right, or their degree of reality in the industry, or one could say their stagnant level. That is to say, okay, we cannot persevere, we cannot push because the society frowns at our presence, right? In the sector. That is one reason why female artists for far too long cannot be the likes of ST, you name them, because there are female artists who got into matrimony, right, on the course lane. Now they got into matrimony, it became a missionary indicator, where the husband will be like, no, you cannot do this again. And in the beginning, they will not, they will succumb to your channel to say, okay, even after marrying you, you can still continue with your craft. Yes. Right? So we've seen a lot of female artists that had problems because their matrimony did not, in fact, support them to continue on what they want to do. Yeah. So that is the second factor. The third factor is the power dynamics. The producers that we have in the industry, the investors that we have, they get the money, they get the connection, they have the expertise. Now, in the event you want to record and you don't have the income muscle, right? It could be what we call barter dynamics. Give me yourself, and I give you my help. Right? I don't know where you are getting the point. Yes, now, so in the event you are going to an investor as a female artist, these are some of the disadvantages that I'm, saying. Exactly. Yeah. The third thing is the power dynamics. That is to say, the producer that has the power and the connection right? Cognizant of you, the female artist who doesn't have the power, and he may use whatever advantage to get you. Now the investor also, because you are vulnerable, you will go there to look for money. He could say, okay, I'll give you my help, you give me yourself. These are just whatever sort of analysis regarding why some of them would lag behind. These are all challenges that they face, in any sector, not only in the Gambia, right? Even outside the Gambia, right? We've seen so many instances where female artists would come up, right, to state certain things. And you've seen recently the Puff Daddy scandal in America.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
You've seen the Cynthia Morgan scandal with Jude Injis-Okoye. So many other instances, right, across the continent. And
so those are the reasons why you think why the female artists in basically in the whole world they don't really
exactly. And then the fourth reason is fortified or preoccupied engagements. As a female artist, you should be somewhat visionary, right, and respect your focus, right? If your focus is to be a female dominant in the Gambia, you should not fortify, right, that ideology with anything. That is getting into relationship, for example, with your manager, right? Getting into relationship with your record label owner, your producer, right, your promoter, or your staff, right? Because business is supposed to be business. Now we've seen instances where female artists, right, leave it, right? They live on their course lanes on the basis of fortified or preoccupied reality, right? That is to blend your career with all these distracting, components or dynamics.
Right. So, I think it's gonna be like most of the time, being a female is not easy, especially in the industry. In any industry, it's not easy. So you're saying okay, what if my manager said, or my artist, or my producer said, for you to get here, I have to do this, or we have to do this. And we being women, sometimes we are weak inside.
That's what I'm saying.
And we are so into we want to get famous, and sometimes we don't care how it comes. We're gonna do it anyway. So what would you want to say to a female that is like let's say you're weak in the inside and you have a producer or manager that says that to you for you to get to where you want to be today? What would you say to that?
To denounce it. You have to denounce it because inevitably, right, you will get renounces. You'll get renounces, right? But you have to also apply your denounces to humble the cause of whatever renounce from whoever. Now, your manager or your producer will make renouncements, right? And then whenever he or she makes renouncements, make it a major announcement to say, no, I am not going to succumb to your renouncement, because what you are renouncing is your interest, right, in me, right? And I'm not into that. So you should be able to denounce it. You should be in a position as a female artist to denounce the renouncement of whoever, who is your manager or a producer, right, to you, right? Because there is no way that you would not encounter, right,
people like that. Especially being a female.
Exactly.
So you have to come across this thing.
So your responsibility as a female artist is to be a very focused individual, right? Negative vibes, right? Because you are not in for relationships, you are not in for flings and hookups, you are in for the job. Let the manager or producer understand. They should understand that you are not in for that. So whenever they renounce to you, denounce to them. Tell them, no, this cannot be possible. And if need be, make announcements of what they are renouncing or what they have been trying.
And basically, it's like you have to stick to your word. And know your word and your value.
Very well.
So especially being a female, it's not easy. We
very hard. Very hard.
It's not easy. We go through a lot, especially in the industry.
And in all aspects, darling, it's not only the music industry. Let me tell you something. I am opportune to hear a lot of stories, right, from Gambian female thespians here in entirety. I would mean even the actresses, right, the comedians, regarding certain approaches right, from certain men
Yeah.
whenever they approach them for something.
Mhm.
Certain endorsement deals before they will give you approval,
Yeah.
right? They will ask for something.
Yeah.
So the barter reality that I mentioned,
Mhm.
right? The
Mhm.
barter reality, the barter system,
Mhm.
the tit for tat.
Mhm.
I mean, these are always the case.
Mhm.
You know, but then, like I said, these, you know, are female artists who shared obnoxious stories with me,
Mhm.
right? Their encounters with men regarding these things,
Yeah.
right? Because there is an iota of vulnerability,
Mhm.
right, in their capacities as female artists.
Mhm.
Because in the event, you would go to a male investor to say, okay, I want to stage my concert at Q City, right? But I don't have the resources to do so. Obviously, if you are somebody who wouldn't care to trade your interest with your pride, you would definitely fall a prey, right? This is why most female artists or thespians fell a prey at some point on their course lane or in their careers, but they don't have a choice. Yeah, you want to take out your album, right? You want to shoot a certain video, so desperate. You want a car, right? You need an apartment, right? So, yeah, a business guru would bring in, you know, that theory of barter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you'll be so helpless to do so. So this is the victim reality. In fact, that also compelled me to come up with the flora of women when I just started managing Miss Showbiz, because I was trying to mitigate some of these things. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it is to be a female in this industry. It's so hard, you know. So the other question that you've been waiting for so long is, if you were asked to change something in the Gambian music industry, what would that be?
It will be gimmickry. You know, the industry of recent has registered an advent of gimmicks. Now, who are gimmicks? You know, people that have a briefcase theory, people that have one paper ideology, people that leave it on the basis of fake and forgery, people that have bollocks, boondocks, and bondagul theories, and they would do whatever, right? Now, people who, right, we see them in human forms, but in disguise, they are great devils. Now, you will come with your initiative. This is what I want to do. I am organizing a talent scout. When actually you are organizing a women's scout, right? Beautiful women contest for you to amass chicks and also to do or to scam people. Now, they would come with their projects, give it to you fancy, tell you that I'm speaking with Christina Amampo in CNN, this is what we want to do. Fancy, put in 1 million and you will get 2.5 million. When at the end of the day, they have no contacts, they have no knowledge about what they have proposed to you, but they just want to serve as gimmicks. Unnecessary attention seekers, right? Cloud chasers, cheap popularity, missionaries. These are the people, you know, that have currently, you know, joined our industry, and this is what I would love to change. That is to say, let us all work, right, on the basis of reality, but not proposing blanket proposals unsupported by practice. Yeah, so that will wreck our industry, and we are seeing so many problems, right? So many challenges right now, right? Misconceptions, activities that are not geared towards anything. But then stagnation, right? Deformation, right? And backwardness. So I think that is what I would like to change, because you know, gimmickry is dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous, you know. So what would you say to the Gambian artists for them to be, like, if you have advice to give to the artists, not the industry, artists we see what artists be, what would that be?
That is the process of fans, right? You know, because every artist would rely on a fan, right? Because they are the backbone, right? In collection. You wouldn't want to tell anything bad to your fan. You know, it's like a baby that you pamper so much, right?
Yes.
You know, but again, I think we can concern them, right? We can concern them to stop creating avenues or platforms that would bring great disintegration, right?
Okay.
Between artists. Now, the discrepancies that we are seeing, you know, are problem flames, right? And the fans are the fans, right? Now, be a fan, but don't be a flame fanner for discrepancy. I don't know whether you are taking the point.
Sure.
So it should be the responsibility of artists to engage their fans into productive discussions, right? Without them being angry.
Word.
Say, look, you don't have to come between me and this particular artist, right? We've done a lot together. You don't need to come to spew certain words, right? To bring disunity, right? We need one another as thespians, right? I think every artist should be, you know, your own change agent in making sure that you preach unity and not animosity. And then anytime we sit with them, this is what we say. And then the support power, I mean, hashtag, right? CEO knows. It's all about that. Let's support Gambian music, generally, not individual artists. Because ST is not a Nigerian artist, it's a Gambian.
It's a Gambian artist.
Jizzle likewise, Nyancho, Attack, Hussein Dada, T-Small, you name them.
Yeah.
So I feel artists, right? Yeah. My advice is for them to be somewhat careful of the likes, right? Or the sub-challenge of their fans all the time. You know, it's not everything that their fans spew
it's the truth.
they should do or is the truth. You know, they should be very careful because I'm stating this out of experience, right? The fans, they will always come to you to say, look, you are the best. Italy will be, you know, this is what you did. You know, they will always come, right? That's what I'm saying. They will always come, you know, to tell you plain that, I mean, you stand out. You cannot be compared, you know, he's a copycat. They will always tell you.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And then, you know, like I at one time, I think this was 2 weeks ago, like, see, I shared a video that was posted by Gambia. And then in that video, Jezol and G were endorsing ST's Gambiana event. I'm telling you that. Yeah.
Wow.
The video was taken by Bola Bola, you know, my good younger brother. Shouts to him. He took that video. So somebody would wonder why. I mean, we are not seeing that cordial vibe today in our art sector. These people came, and we've seen cases where Jesus was like, you know, come out for my brother and friend. You know what I'm saying? Right. So what happened to that brotherhood today? Good question. Why isn't Jezol sounding like that today? Right? Why isn't Attack sounding like that today?
Yeah.
To say, okay, in 2017, ST had given me a collabo, Big Noise, his EP, and then, you know, when he was giving his doses, he was like, yo, ST, my good brother, right? Somebody that they all look up to, right? A friend. Why is it that today we are not having or seeing that situation or that relationship?
That relationship. Right.
What is the issue?
Right.
Right. So you tend to, you know, wonder. Yeah.
Yes, and you know, like I always say, you've been a big inspiration in the Gambian music industry.
True.
You have seen, like we're just talking about now, you have seen artists biffing each other left, right, and center.
True.
And now the biggest one right now that is going on is between Jizzle and Uche.
True.
What would you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. You know, I remember the day we were signing that contract with Prince Empire, and then, you know, one of the promoters said, D-Jobs, you keep writing and writing and writing, but we have not seen you wrote anything, you know, regarding Uche's beef with Jezol. You should have written something, you know. And I said, okay, I did not write anything yet, because I look at beefs from 2 dimensions.
Yeah.
That's what we call productive beef. And that's what we call rebellious beef, right?
Okay.
Now, the productive beef is where we beef and then amass the popularity, right? Create the noise, get the benefits, right? Dominate other industries. For example, politics has been every Gambian's business. Now, whenever we have our feud and misunderstandings in the industry, it will also dominate the political industry and then, you know, other sectors.
Yes.
But the one that we are seeing, right, is the rebellious beef, the toxic, right?
Yeah.
You know, or the negative beef,
yeah.
where Uche, this was an example, would go beyond limits, likewise Jizzle, to be calling names, right? To be calling names.
Yeah.
And I was telling somebody, sometimes when you say beef, right, you know, I feel people should understand very well. There's what we call class.
Yeah.
That's what we call beef. And that's what we call pig, right? Now, all these things are determined by either direct spews or subliminal spews. Now, subliminal spew is when a particular artist make a pronouncement in the song or indirectly refer to a fellow artist. Like for example, you know, where they said, SC said, bring Benzo ke the taxi to Sabare. People directed that straight to Broke, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is what they call subliminal spew. Now, Broke could have sat down to say, no, he did not mention my name, I will not respond.
Yeah.
Right? Because he didn't mention his name.
No.
Now, the Astu and Bintu, he didn't mention their name. So that is subliminal. I'm just trying to explain the different types of conflicts that we have in the industry.
Yeah.
Now, in the event Broke did not talk, it would be a subliminal spew. That is where class will come in.
Yeah.
Now, beef will come in when they start to name one another, or each other, when they also start to go beyond, right? Insulting
one another. Yeah.
Then it will be a beef. You know, so I think we need to differentiate this too. Now, for Uche and Jizzle, I will still take it a class based on my understanding, right? So to speak, it's not yet a beef, it's a class.
Yeah.
Now, the statement that Jizzle has made after his launching, Uche, you know, he mentioned his name, right? If Uche had picked that up earlier, the time Jizzle posted, it would become a bigger beef because he mentioned his name. But even Uche's response, he didn't mention Jizzle's name. Yeah? Some boy said,
Yeah. Like, at the end of the song, it said, shout outs to my nigga, which made it.
Exactly.
And that's Jizzle's voice.
But still it's subliminal. I want it still is subliminal. That is indirect spew where you can take it.
Yeah.
Now, in the event Jizzle take it, it will become a beef.
A beef.
Now, that is what we call pick. Now, you pick, right, from a subliminal spew for it to become a beef.
Yeah.
But Jizzle don't even pick.
Yeah.
Even though we had Jizzle's voice and then even some Ragalinka, you know, Jizzle was the one that sang it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's his song, but then still, he did not mention his name. So you look at it, look at what happened. Jizzle refused to pick.
Yeah.
So there is no beef because he refused to pick. I am talking to you from the philosophical dimension of things, right? Conflicts in music business.
Yeah.
Still, I am seeing this to be a class. In the event, Jizzle did not pick up to respond to Uche, right? He take it as a subliminal spew, even though Sapsumai Nigga Uche made it, is his voice, but Uche did not mention
his name.
Right. So it cannot be a pick, right? Right? It cannot be a beef rather.
Yeah.
It can only be a pick.
A pick.
And then once you pick it, it's left to you, right? To say, yeah, I will respond because I own it, right? Broke has picked from SC's Captain, right? He has picked that. You know, so it became a beef, but SC hasn't mentioned his name. So I still perceive all these things to be what class. And then the only major beef that we've witnessed in this country, right, would be the beef between T Smalls and G. Because of the dimension it has taken.
Yeah, it has stake, yeah.
But even the attack ST beef, right? Yeah. I mean, St. Greatest of all time. Yes, somebody claimed to be the GOAT, but then he didn't say St. Greatest of all time ST. So it's still what? Subliminal spew, right? Now, if ST, and we have not seen ST picking it, right? Isn't it? He hasn't picked it. If ST has picked it, then it would have been called a beef. I want Gambians to understand this. But in the event ST didn't pick it, you cannot categorize it as a beef. Now, ST is master of middle eight theory and double entanglement. That is his style as a rapper, right? He can deal with you in his song without mentioning your name. Yeah, without creating any chaos. He's master at that. And then, you know, his artistic nature, I will tell you this, is very, very extraordinary. You know, he is a very, very, very artistic content creator. Very extraordinary. Yeah.
Okay. So, so that the thing between Jizzle and Uche is not a beef, it's a clash.
It's a clash, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. So, what would you tell these two artists if you were to be seated in a room with them? What would you be? What would you advise them?
Uche
and Jizzle.
Yeah, I would advise them to reminisce, they are nice times. I would advise them to reminisce all the studio times that they had together. I'll advise them to reminisce those days when people don't know the potential of Uche, as in the production field that he decided to take as that good artist that he is today. I'll advise them to reminisce those days when Jizzle was all about Uche, spewing in all aspects, right? Right? The artistic nature of Uche, right? As the greatest beat maker, as somebody who at some point contributed to his career. I would advise them to consider what we call multiple diets in management. I would also advise them, to consider what we call collaborative efforts in music business. I would also advise them to consider what we call the dynamics of homogeneity, where our partnership will enable us to break barriers.
Right.
I will also advise them to consider the fact that we are all Gambians. No need for the pushing and pulling. At the end of the day, we want to grow. And the only way we can grow is for
when you
us
put
to
the heads
maintain.
together.
Yeah. And
Because
maintain
right
peace.
now, if Jizzle and Uche are supposed to drop a song,
Yeah.
that is gonna be lit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's take it. If you take it a positive beef or a positive class, right? They can come up with a reconciliation song and it will be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You heard that, Uche and Jizzle. So I think it's better y'all put your heads together
Come together.
and
then
stop the clash.
we move.
Yes, and then we move. Because the
True.
industry right now is at a place that people are recognizing the artist their job.
Yeah, and then I think we should go beyond, right?
Yeah.
There is nothing that these artists need to prove anymore in this country.
To anybody.
They fill up all the venues, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thing is, let's go out of the Gambia. The only way we can go out of the Gambia is to be
United.
maintain mutual, be
Yeah.
united, maintain
Yeah.
a mutual vibe. Now, I like last time I was seeing Dibanji. I mean, he was toasting and then enjoying the songs of Davido.
Yeah.
P-Square was in London one day. We are telling people, big up to Asaki for filling up the O2 Arena before us. So we need that vibe in the Gambia, darling. We need a Gambia where artists will be together, where whenever NYANCHO releases a song, A2 will be there to put it on to boast with it.
Yeah.
Where when ST releases a song, NYANCHO will come and take it up. Where when NYANCHO should stage, ST will come and write about it. We need that industry.
Yeah.
Where Jizzle's event, ST will tell people, look, he's my younger brother. Let's go and support my younger brother.
Yeah.
Where Jizzle will be like, yo, big bro, this is what is happening. I want you to come to my event. Right? That is the Gambia that we need. Right? We need a Gambia where promoters also will stand firm.
Yeah.
Fancy, right?
Yeah.
To be mediators in making sure that peace prevail in the industry.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And I will use this opportunity to talk to the best of the best organizers, my good younger brothers, Pa and Mustik. Right?
Yeah.
I told them the last time we met at the village that they should have an activity. And the activity should be, right, to talk around peace or about peace between artists in this industry. One of the primary objectives of Best of the Best is to maintain peace in this industry.
Yeah, we're still in the studio with the music guru, the baddest manager in the Gambian music industry, and he has said quite important things about our industry and artisty. Lunyo muna def, like they said, this saying we have been hearing it since we've been going to school. United we stand, and divided we fall.
True.
So let's just stop the clash and just work together and make the industry a better place. Because Gambian music industry, if it's good, it's good for us. If it's bad, it's bad for us. Like we were talking about the beef between Jizzle and Uche, Attack, ST. So it's not really healthy. But you see, the artists themselves, they have this let's say Versace they create in their hair that having a beef is the thing that takes the industry to a level. It keeps the competition going. Because the other day I was talking to one artist, but it's not really cool. Shout out to you, so I don't care. But still, lolo mo de yobu industry. So what would you say about that?
That is if it is a productive or positive beef. I told you here there are beefs that are rebellious, negative beefs. They cannot be potential beef. But then if it is a conflict that is positive, right, and potential, it will be productive. Like I said, we have other industries in the Gambia. The industry of politics, the industry of civil life. I mean, you name them. So I feel yes, Gambians hiring guesses at what we do, is something that is great, because we want our industry to be the most talked about, right? For the fact that we are, being talked about everywhere, anywhere, at any point, is an advantage. So any beef that is centered on the potential reality or the productive reality is a beef that is worth it, right? Because yes, at the end of the day, we want everybody to know what we are doing, right? To talk about us. But if it is based on mentioning one another, insulting one another, then it will be a rebellious or a negative beef. It's not right, healthy, and that's not and that is where typically beef comes in, right? But all these other subliminal spews, like I told you, you spew subliminally, somebody pick, and then it would be a class, and then whatever. But I feel classes are normal, right? That is the potential reality, classes for people to follow us. But then beef, especially the toxic one where we would insult one another, make mention of names, and also say certain things, that's not helpful at all. So I feel in a nutshell, for us to be united is where the vigor is, right? Because I have seen Samaritans, in the industry we also have people that are on the industry, right? That are the investors like Prince Empire. I mean the Samaritans like Demba Jammeh, Zainab El Jammeh, Fatou Kamara, Boy, and all these major Samaritans, right? They are people that would be like, okay, let me give them money for them to grow. Now, when we are not in peace, we put them in a very, very, very funny situation. So I was opportune to discuss with some of these Samaritans, and they were like, DJs, we want to help every artist. But we are very uncomfortable because we don't want to be interacting with artist A. And then artist B is like, you are part of the vessel of my opponent or my enemy camp. So it becomes a problem. Now, in the event, we are like, okay, there's a feud between Jezol and ST, and then, a Samaritan wants to patronize ST. Jezol might feel offended, right? Now it goes like that. You want to patronize Uche, Jezol's camp might feel offended. So that is why it's important for us to be united, because if we are not united, the Samaritans, the investors, the affiliates, the fans, they would always be in a funny situation because some want to promote Gambian music. That is what we all want to do. And that is why I came up with the support power ideology. Just to tell you, an example is the little, I will not call it a feud, but then whatever backlash that I had from Union ST when I wrote about Jezol, right? CEO, Jezol's event, because I bring this baddest domain perspective after artist events. So I posted about what I saw in Jezol's event. And then Union ST took that to be a backlash. The way you analyze, it was like there was some sort of subliminal speech to ST. So, and then before ST's event formally, we built reconciliation and everybody saw it on media, right? And then after this event, I came up with a very, very, very comprehensive and catchy write-up about ST's event. Team ST, ST came, baddest manager, well written, you know what I'm saying? So that will always be the case. Now, because there is disunity, whenever you write, do just to your job by stating your mind, your opinion about this particular artist, but because he's not in good vibe with that particular artist, you will always be in a funny situation. So it's the issue of investors.
We good?
So that is why there is high need, right, for us to be united. Right. With that, the investors, they'll be so much free. They'll be comfortable around us. The Samaritans, likewise. The potential fans that have the money, they want to do something likewise. The music business consultant and the artist managers likewise, because today I cannot debar ST or Jezol, right? My consultancy services. Now I cannot debar them from having me. When they need my expertise, I will give. So that's the essence of unity. Because today, if you are not vibing with this particular artist, whenever I take contract from his domain, you may feel, no, he is vibing with him. So you will, exactly. So Fanga categorize me as an enemy. Because I'm dealing with your opponent or your competitor. Limo a problem with. So this is why it's very important for us to be united. If not, industry be, it will be more critical, right? Yeah, exactly. You know, and here, you know, like a funny situation also. Now, a particular artist wants to collaborated with ST already, and they requested for a collabo from Jizzle. And then, you know, we've seen what? Hesitant reality, right? Somebody hesitating to do so because you had vibe with my enemy, or how so am I that you are not dealing with my enemy? You understand? So there's that insecurity reality, right, in our interaction in the industry, and it's obvious, right? So everybody will be. I mean, funny because if you think CEO is your enemy, okay, D-Jobs is interacting with Ra, and he's going with Fancy,
yeah,
right, and then you know, Fancy is going with his enemy. That will. I mean, there will be discomfort, right? For example, today, if I am vibing with you, and I know very well that, for example, I'm not vibing with NYANCHO. I know you are from the same side with NYANCHO. You are vibing, you are in their team. I will feel hesitant, to vibe with you or to do this because I may think you will sneak me.
You know to tell something, so to tell something about
that,
me to them.
That, in essence, in itself, is a challenge. It's a challenge. And we've seen instances where contracts will come from outside, right? Through the management of a certain artist, and they will feel hesitant, right, to deliver up to expectation because they feel, okay, an artist from an enemy camp, presumably, right, is involved.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
But that's how it is. There should be fairness, you know? I cannot, there is no way that I will debar ST from having, you know, my consultancy service or any outsourced benefit from the outside, right? I remember in 2022, before we released the Polisol album, somebody came from Tanzania and they were in this Africa integration project. There is a particular award that they want to organize, and then it was through NCAC they came to realize about my consultancy job, and they consulted me for me to identify some certain artists that, you know, do Afrobeat purely in the Gambia.
In the Gambia.
Right? And then I cannot administer that on the basis of perceptual bias. I was like, Jizzle is the deal. So I tried to reach out to him, right? Now, somebody wants to include ST in a commercial. The person didn't say NYANCHO, even though NYANCHO is the artist that I manage. I did not feel hesitant to relate the person to ST, right? So this is what consultants do. But if we are not in peace, right, it becomes difficult for us to administer all these things.
Yes.
Yeah, for example, in the event, Jizzle know, okay, the Summer Jam performance or the America performance, it was D-Jobs that bring the deal, and then he could have involved me, but he had involved ST, right? They may, you know, drag back, right, and be very observant about D-Jobs and his activities. Yeah. So peace is important. Yeah. If we don't preach peace, we will preach animosity.
Right.
And we don't want to see the results of animosity. Particularly in our creative sector.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the industry. Working with animosity, I'm not sure if that's a win-win situation for anyone.
We visited the new Minister of Tourism and Culture, you know, Abdullahi.
Yeah.
And then the Palm Sec came, and we had some little chit-chat. Me and NYANCHO are the organizers of Yimbe. And then I was so much surprised to have noticed that these people, I mean the high authority, the central government, our line ministry, are so much informed about the discrepancies in our industry, because he stated that they would want to help, right, and be willing to bring more opportunities for us, but then they definitely want to see us united.
Ooh.
That we have to be united. Right? The Palm Sect mentioned in capital merits and emphasize unification, meaning the people that are around us, the people that are on the industry, the people that are about the industry or by the industry are well informed about what is in the industry. So we definitely need to mitigate this. Now, it's my major responsibility as a senior man, right? You know, because today I want my artist, thank God he doesn't have any issue with anybody. NYANCHO is the most peaceful artist in this country. He has never gotten any beef with anybody. And that is why we are coming up with the Al-Qaeda song. I don't know whether time will permit me to dilate on that anyway.
Yeah, it's because you guys went all the way to Casamance, right?
Yeah, darling. And then, to be honest, no. This production, Al-Qaeda, is the biggest production ever in this country. The budget is higher. Can you imagine? Now, the concept of the song had convicted or conditioned or compelled us to go to Casamance, another man's land, in a bush where the tendency of devils so high.
Wow.
Yeah, alligators. We went to lakes that are the most dangerous lakes in that zone, but then we still want to give Gambians the organic reality, the best.
Yeah.
Once NYANCHO was like, bro, this is my concept, right? And this was in Ramadan, before our official comeback, because the comeback was a long time ago, before we officially informed the public. Said,
Yes.
Cairo, I mean, we are working on double album. And then, there is a song that talks about unity. And then there, I feel, we all thought about this. Now we want you to come back. Not the album project, we want you to come back fully. And I was like, yeah, I think it will be ideal for us to name the album Cairo and Tenkon. Then I was like, we will in fact come up first time in the Gambia album declaration conference and attract the media and talk to them officially about my comment. And then that was why he said, bro, this is the concept that we have. NYANCHO has a concept of placing, can you imagine, 1800 castles in the video. Castle. Can you imagine? Olden days UK empire. Castles. So I said, we did not get castle from anywhere now, NYANCHO. Where will we get castle? And he said, this is it. So, and I realized we can have miniatures, right? Like in movies, right?
Yeah.
They build miniatures, and then visual effects would bring it to reality, right? So I said, okay, I think we can engage somebody to come up with miniatures, and then we have this empire, two empires, Al-Qaeda Kunda and Qaeda Kunda, divergent views, because these people believe in Illuminati, they worship idol, these people believe in God. So there is discrepancy, in these two, between these two kingdoms. That is the entire concept of the Al-Qaeda.
Okay.
So now we were looking for people that will create miniatures. So I put it on my status that we are looking for somebody to create these miniatures so that we can bring in whatever CGI, computer generated imagery to bring it to life. Because as the expression said, he'll be able to do it. That is the video director that worked with us on the police video, right? So we had this chit chat, and then we scouted, and then got somebody who said he could do it. And then we said, okay, no problem. How much? He stated his price. So only to realize that he couldn't.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So we said, okay, I think we can go to Casamance where we can get dens and caves to do this. So we had to go to Casamance.
Okay.
To sit it right there. So we'll be finishing productions tomorrow in the Gambia.
Oh,
but
wow.
for the fact that we went to Casamance, so many things happen.
Yes, and I wish we could go through that story, but
no, we will take you in one of our trips. I mean, CEO, I think you will permit me to go with her, because some of these things, it's important that you witness what happened on the ground.
Yeah.
Now, we spent 1 hour, 47 minutes in the lakes of Casamance.
Yeah,
one of the most dangerous lakes, right? We saw and went with sailors, life jacket, to get to the first scene. Because you want to get to a particular location. And somebody was like, there's a sacred baobab in where you want to go. The custodian is a devil. Can you imagine if somebody should tell you that and you are going with your entire crew to that baobab tree? How would you feel?
Yes,
there will be no production to you. You will pack up all your cameras and go back.
And go back, yeah.
Somebody told us, now before going there, my responsibility was to send in the road manager to do what we call geodemographic variable. They did assessment to know what is in Casamance. Do we have rebels in the zone where we are going? Because we had to go through the forest before, to get into Janda. We could have gotten ambush. So the road manager was able to generate a report, because he had to go right in advance, had a 2-week trek in Casamance, came back and generated a report to me, right? And this report was analyzed to NYANCHO and the rest of the team. Now, I prepared a declaration for everybody to know this is what we are going to do. But then the prevalences of alligators is very certain. Reptiles, meaning we can even see anaconda, right?
Wow.
In the thick forest. But because we want originality to prevail, we must go.
Yeah.
So the report came, right? Even though that side of the report, because the first scene where they said the sacred baobab is, right? Probably you wouldn't want your video director to know that a devil awaits for our presence.
Right.
He may say, no, bro, I'm sorry, we cannot go. Yeah, so we took that risk, right? And then, even when we set props, we almost had a fire outbreak. Somebody was going to, burn his mouth just because he was trying to be a sorcerer, as per the concept, yeah. In the event, they were playing around with fire. That's what sorcerers do. And then it went out of control.
Precautions.
We almost lost all equipment, on set. Everybody helter-skelter, running helter-skelter.
Wow.
Yeah. Inside the jungle at night. Darling, at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you guys go through to give us the best.
Exactly.
And we still have D-Jobs in the building. And this is going to be a close-up story. So I'll just leave him to say his last words to the fans and what you guys are expecting from his artist.
Yeah.
And because, time has gone and he has said so much interesting stuff.
True.
So I'm just going to leave him to give his last words and what he would like to share with the Gambian music industry.
That's right.
Putting basis and hell.
That's right.
Because been hell to hell.
True.
So D-Jobs, what would be the last thing?
That's right, darling. I think that would be for them to continue anticipating the album launch event, the double album of NYANCHO, Cairo and Tenkungo, set to be launched on the 23rd of November at Q City this year. And then the album, the double album, are going to be albums with content, entertainment, proper lyrics, advice and so many other things, because everybody that knows NYANCHO would know him to be somebody who is very realistic.
Yes.
In terms of the culture.
Yes.
NYANCHO is the only complete artist in the Gambia, the dancer, the singer, the rapper, and the choreography. That is an embodiment of true talent from Bakau, a Gambian artist.
Yes.
So for far too long, NYANCHO said 2 years he hasn't dropped any album, and that is why he is giving Gambians this album. So if I have anything to tell Gambians, it would be for them to anticipate the album and also anticipate the coming of the Al Qaeda video, which we went to shoot in Casamance on the 20th of this month. Inshallah, we will release it, and then let them be so much ready and open, right, to pronounce the support power ideology to be there for every artist. Now, the Gambian music is what we are up to promote, right, and empower. Right. So let's be there for all Gambians.
Yes,
I also want to thank you, Ultimate Media, right, for being by us, right, and for your nice and clean images, right. I have a glowing tone, right. I like it when I watch myself on Ultimate Eat, because you give me my glow tone.
Well, we give you the best.
Not as in somebody from Brufood Farokono. Right, you give me my right tone.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. The interview was really interesting and educated, and we had D-Jobs, the rap, the manager, the promoter, and the guru in the Gambian music industry. He has been there for so long.
That's right,
definitely buddy. And nurturing an artist, you buddy.
That's
Gambia, we need people like this to come out and say their mind for other people that want to come in the industry to know which footsteps to follow.
That's right.
So thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you.
We appreciate everything that you said, and you've been really, really helpful in helping to spread the word.
It's a pleasure.
And this is your girl Fancy saying thank you once again, and Ultimate Media, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Till we meet again next time. Thank you.
Thanks.